Can you able to see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So here we will understand how this database management system are differ from the relational database management system. Just a minute. Okay. In database management system, mostly in database management system, all the information, all the data is going to file format, in the folders, file format like that. Okay. You can take an example as, Android mobile phone, not only Android mobile phone you can say. Okay. Like you are going to store the like images, videos, documents. Hello. Am I clear? My voice is clear?
Can you centrally mute everybody, so that means it will be okay for you to continue, because these people are not listening to it.
I have already kept just a minute. Let me.
Ma'am, mute everyone, please.
Yes. Okay, now it's fine.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Yeah. So database management system. In database management system, you can able to store the data in the form of a file, folder, images format, okay, PDF format like that. Okay. And in this database management system, we are generally sharing in the hierarchy format. Okay, we are storing all the information in the hierarchy format, like A to Z. Okay, or sometimes it is based on the date. It is based on the date. Okay, and this database management system is going to use for the small organization. And coming to the relational database management system, here the information is going to store in the form of a tabular format, table format. In the table format, you are going to store all the information in the relational database management system. Guys, you are understanding what I was trying to say or explain?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Yes. The next thing is in relational database management system, here we will be having an identifier in the like primary key format. We are going to store the information. Primary key in the sense, there is no repetition of the IDs or repetitions of the data. Okay. So here we are going to store all the information in the primary format, identifier format. Okay. And here in relational database management system, you will be having a relationship between different tables. Okay. There will be a relationship between the different tables. And this relational database management system is going to be handle a large amount of data as well. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you. Can you please show the first, second, and third slide also?
Yeah, we were discussed about the database and purpose of database here.
Okay.
Okay.
What was third slide, ma'am?
Could you please repeat once again?
Third slide. What was third slide?
Third slide, like what are the things we can do? What creation of database, reading of database, updating of database, and deleting of database. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Then coming to the next one. Here, like as you can see, a row is called a records and a column is called a field. And there is a unique key identifier identifies a table row. As you can find a table, see, you can able to see the table here, like the table contains ID, name, city, state, and PIN. Okay. And the information was stored into this table. Okay. The information was stored into the table. As I have told you, In relational database management system, we are going to store the information or a data in a table format. So this is the example for it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Now let's take one example. Okay, a retail store. You can take an example as a retail store, and here you can see. Just a minute. Yeah, and as you can see, there are three different tables. First one is sales table, second one is item table, and third one is customer table. Coming to the sales table. In sales table, you can find the information like sale ID, item ID, customer ID, quantity, and price. Okay. Coming to the item table, where you can find the information like item ID, name, and description. Okay. And coming to the customer ID, customer table, where you can find the ID, name, city, state, and PIN. Okay. So here, let's understand it properly. In customer table, all the information was stored, but here, coming to the key, primary key, which means a primary key means which is not going to be repetitive. Okay, in the whole database, which should not be repetitive, there we are going to give a key to it. Okay. So in customer table, as you can see, like there is a repetition in name, right? Is it Bill Smith, Steve Smith, right? So last name is repetitive. Okay, so we can't give this like a primary key to this name name field. Coming to the city, in city also, see first one and the last city, both are matching it. It is same. So here also for this field also, you can't give a primary key to it. Okay. And coming to the state, in state also, like you, as you can see, first and third, right? This also like it is same. You can't give a primary key to it. And PIN would be, as you can see, like they are similar as well. It doesn't mean, see, people come up from the different state. Okay, sometimes they come up with the same area as well. Okay, but the thing is, the ID will be different, whatever it is. Okay, if a person is coming from the same area also, the ID will be different. It will be calculated as 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. It won't be repeatable. Guys, you are understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's the reason here we have given a primary key to the ID field. Okay, as you can see, there is no repetition in this ID field 1, 2, 3. Okay, coming to the item table. In item table, there we can find three fields: item ID, name, description. Okay, so coming to the name. In name, we will be having a camera, memory card, headphone. Okay, description 64 MB for memory card, 128 GB, and headphone high basis. But still here we are going to give a unique primary key to the item ID itself, because here if you are going to purchase camera or somebody else also going to purchase the same thing, it won't be repeatable. Okay, it won't be repeatable. So whatever the sort of thing is there, like it would be stated in a sequence manner. So here even we are giving a primary key to the item ID. Is it clear? And for the sales.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but can you please explain once again that primary key?
Primary key. Primary key is nothing but there is no repetition. There is no repetition of the data. Okay, where you can where you couldn't able to find the null values, means not even a 0 or not even a repetition of data should be there. Okay, if it is not there, then you can give a primary key to it. As you can take an example here, okay, ID, where you can find 1, 2, 3. There is no repetition here. Okay, while coming to the name, city, and state and PIN, there you can find the repetition of data. Like in name, last name will be a repetition, Smith. Okay, coming to the city, in city, like a first and second row will be like same. In state also, like first and third is same, and in PIN also, like a first and third field is same. Is it clear? So we can't give a primary key
Hello.
to these fields.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I'm clear, but can you explain for item table? Because in the item table, there is last two. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for name and for description, there are different data, na?
Yeah.
So I'm getting little confused in that.
Yes. So here in item table, we will be having a different data. Okay. But here we were just describing the camera feature, only 64 MB. But there are different feature, and the storage also differ. Right. You understand?
That's a database for sales, item, and customer. So that's why they are differentiated in different tables. So that is the reason they have to mention over there. And customer details is like to mention by the name of the person. So that is a database, one database, no?
Database is nothing but like whatever we are storing, like
Yeah, it's a table. No, table is called a database.
yes.
Yeah, so in the same thing, like a sales database, item database, and customer database. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's why they have mentioned the item database. In the item database, they can differentiate the different name of the items as well as the description.
Exactly.
But in name, even in item, we can mention the camera in the second row also. So you can mention that, but they have mentioned the item database. So because you want to show similar data and different data.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly, no? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So that is the main purpose of it. Okay. In sales also, you can find the sales ID was given a primary key. Okay. So tables are related by keys, and the table key are used to create a relationship. As I have told you, like relational database management system, where the data is going to store in the in the table format. So in this manner, it is going to be stored. Okay. It is going to be stored. Now, how come the relation is going to happen between each other means, first understand the foreign key. Okay, foreign key. Here in sales table, you can find the sales ID, item ID, customer ID, quantity, price. Okay. Okay. So if a retailer in a retail store, if they want to identify, if they want to recollect all the information, like which customer has purchased what and what is the price of it, those sort of thing has to be calculated. Those sort of thing has to be identified. For that, they have to see the previous tables. Okay, you can get the information from the customer table and the item table. Okay, so here in item table, customer ID and item ID was included in the sales table. Through this, you can understand that camera was taken by the Steve Smith. Okay, and the quantity was 3, and the price is 90,000. Okay, so like this, to identify which customer has purchased how much and what is the price, what is the quantity, for that we were linking the customer ID and item ID with the sales ID. So this item ID and customer ID called as a foreign key. Is it clear? It comes outside of the table. It's come outside of the table means sales table, to create a sales table, this information, item ID and customer ID, is going to come outside of the table. Okay, is it clear?
Sorry, I didn't get. Can you please explain again?
Foreign key. Right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Here, sales, as you can see, sales table has a sales ID. Okay. For that, they have given a primary key. Okay. Coming to the foreign key. For foreign key, suppose a retailer store manager want to know what exactly they have purchased. Okay. Who are the customers? Okay. What are the quantities and what are the prices? Okay, those sort of thing they want to maintain in a sales table. Okay, so here to identify the data or an information, they are going to delete this. They are going to like collect all the information from the previous table, that is item table and the customer table. Okay, so what we were doing means here only from the customer table, we are just taking the customer ID. Okay, we are just taking the customer ID, and in the item table, from that we are just taking the item ID. Is it clear? To identify which customer has purchased what is the quantity and what is the price. Let's take an example here. Here you can see item 1. Item 1 is what? Camera. Okay, customer ID is 2. Who it is? Steve Smith. Okay, so camera was purchased by the Steve Smith and the quantity is 3. Okay, and the price is 90,000. Okay, in the same way, second item number 2, which means memory card, and customer ID is 2. Steve Smith has purchased the memory card, 2 memory cards. Memory card quantity is 1 and the price is 1,500. Is it clear? In the same way, the third one is like item 1. What is that? Item 1 is camera. Okay, customer ID is 1. Bill Smith has purchased the camera and the quantity is 1 and its price is 30,000. Okay, so this ID, item ID and customer ID, through this we can identify who are the people, what is the item they have purchased. So this both fields, item ID and customer ID, that field has come out from the outside of it. Okay, it was inserted from the outside of the table. Outside of the table means we have took this item ID from the item table and customer ID from the customer table. So that's the reason this is called a foreign key. Only
Can you
both.
call that master table? Hello.
Yes.
Can you call that the master table?
Master table.
Because they have both the table information.
Yes,
now.
yes,
Because
exactly.
both ID. Yeah.
Master table as well as you can say relational table as well. Relational. Yeah. Okay. Hope you are clear. So mostly what is do you have any idea about it, like why we are learning this SQL? What is the purpose of it?
Yes, basically we need to require some data so we can get it from the database. So on that time we can
to interact with the data. That's why we are learning these commands.
There's a query.
Okay, so is it really necessary for a business analyst to have a knowledge about the SQL?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, it is easy to communicate with the IT department.
Okay. Okay. If yes.
Not only with the IT department, but as a business analyst, you need to understand the domain. What are the tables and what are the fields we have and what are the tables we need to store in the database. What new data we need to bring in, kind of.
Okay. Okay. So, Swapnil.
Okay. Just give a try. So for a business analyst, it is not mandatory to learn SQL, but the plus point is with SQL, we can pull up the data and we can pull a report, we can analyze, and then based on the domain of business we are working in, we can analyze and give our suggestions to the leaders that this is what the trend is and this is what's happening in the market. We should go towards the trend, or we should make some changes to the product that we are using or servicing, so that that can be more beneficial in terms of revenue.
Yes, exactly. Let me tell you why we are learning SQL means we should have a basic knowledge about it, but there will be some scenarios. Okay, there will be some scenarios where a techno-functional BA will be accessible to this SQL. Okay, means database where they can able to review it. Okay, but most of the time as a BA, you are just accessible for read only. Okay, you are just accessible for read only. So as you can see, SQL commands, it was classified into 4 types. Okay, first one is data definition language, and second one is data query language, third one is data manipulation language, and fourth one is data control language. Coming to the data definition language, here you can use the commands like create, alt, alter, drop, rename, okay, truncate, comment. But as a business analyst, you are not going to create anything. Okay, you are not going to create, drop, update, something like that. Okay, you are not supposed to do that. Just the thing is, you are going to accessible for read only. Okay, read only. Coming to the DQL, data query language, this is done by the BA select. Okay, we as a BA, we are supposed to search the data. Okay, we have to search the data into the database. Mostly we will use this select to search the data. Okay, coming to the DML, data manipulation language, here insertion, update, delete, merge, call, explain, plan, this all will be taken care by the database engineer itself. Okay, database architecture you can say, or database engineer, those people are going to take care of it. And DCL, data control language, where you can find the grant and revoke. Here, if if you are accessible to the data, means if you want to do some functionality, you want to perform some functionality, in that case you have to request the data admin. You have to request a data admin, that is called grant. So here data admin is going to grant you the permission to review it. Okay, and if you want to do something, you can, but you are not supposed to create, drop the data, or delete the data, update it. Okay, these sort of actions you are not going to perform. Okay, once everything is done, this data admin is going to revoke the action, revoke the command to it. Okay, revoke the command to it. So as a business, just understand, just keep in mind that as a business analyst, you are going to do the data query language, that is select, only searching it, searching the data. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's try to.
One question, ma'am.
Yes.
Who will be creating these DDL scripts?
Which one?
DDL.
See, only DQL is going to take care by the BA. All the things DDL, DML will be, and DCL is going to take care by the database architecture and engineer, like that. Those people are going to work.
Okay, DBS and data modelers will take care
Yes,
of that.
those people have to create the tables and all sort of things. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah, fine. Yes, it's
Yeah, coming here, let's try to execute some queries. Okay. So I'm using Microsoft SQL Server. That is a software we were using for executing it. Okay. You can download it from the Google as well. Okay, you just type SSMS. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the main page. So first you have to connect it. So here you have to confirm it. Server type should be a database engine, and server name, whatever you want, you can give it. Okay, rename it. But as per it, I'm proceeding with the same thing. Okay, authentication, like you want to proceed with the window authentication or SQL server authentication like that. So I have proceeded with the window authentication itself. And here, if I am selecting the window authentication, I have to provide the username and password. Okay, then you have to click on connect. Okay, so as you can see, this is the main page where you can able to execute some queries. Okay, and on the left side, you can see the object explorer, means what are the things, what are the database and security, those all sort of thing is going to be listed. When you are going to create any database, that is also going to be stored in this folders. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so let's try to add a new query page. Click on the new query. Okay, this is a new query. Okay, so as per my statement, I have told you guys that as a business analyst, we are not supposed to create any database or delete or insert data into it. But to execute, to search for it, we don't have any sample document. We don't have a data with us. So in that case, we have to create it. Okay. For now, I'm just making you understand. Okay. We were using some command. First, we should have a data. When we have a data only, we can able to search it, right? Am I right? You people are there in the session? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's try to create the database first. Okay, so for that, the command will be create database. Database name should be like, or what exactly you want to give. Okay, university. The how you are going to create the database means we have some command, create database and database name. So in place of database name, I want to create a database called as university. Is it clear? Then try to select this one. Okay, try to select the command and click on execute. Okay, see here. You can see command completed successfully, which means a database has been created. Let's see, like really the database has been created or not. So for checking that, on the left side, you can find the database folder. Click on that. Okay, see here, university. Just now I have created it, right? That university was displaying here. Okay, is it clear? Mostly this creation and all sort of thing is going to take care by the database, not to worry. But right now we don't have any data with us. So that's the reason I'm creating it. Okay. Coming to the next one. I want to create a table. Create table. For this also we have a statement called create table name. Okay. So create table name, I want to give it as a student. Okay, students. And here I'm going to like use a open bracket because here I'm going to give a like primary key, integers, data types, those sort of things I'm going to use. Means first name, last name, date of birth, admission number, this sort of thing you are going to fill, right? When you want to register into the university. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct, ma'am.
You people are understanding, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first thing is ID. ID in integer it is. Okay. Integer is a data type. Okay. So here primary key. Why I'm giving a primary key to this means obviously ID will be unique. Every ID will be unique. So I'm giving a primary key to the ID. Okay. Identity and here 1 comma 1. Okay, 1 comma 1. Then you have to, if you want to create the next field called as first name, then write it as a first name char. Okay, character it is, and here you can give a length of it. Okay, length of that particular name or something like that. So I'm giving a 10 to it.
So what is that for primary key 1 comma 1 in the sense how many integers can we store there?
Like it depends, like if you want to execute as per, like if you want to create a 1 row or 1 column like that, it is going to be shown like that. Okay, as per your request, it is going to be stored. Okay,
No, now you inserted 1 comma 1. So how many integers will it accept?
it is going to accept only 1.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so first name.
Ma'am, then
I'm
why
going-
we have written it as 1 comma 1? It should be 1 only.
One row, one
One
column.
row, yeah, 1 row, 1
Okay.
column, and here I am designing the table here. Okay,
Okay.
what are the content it should include, like ID, first name, last name, like that. Okay, so in
Okay.
that we are going to store the data inside into the table. You are going to store the data. So 1 row, 1 column is must. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so here first name.
Ma'am, so the thing which you're creating now, do we need to create this? I mean, as a BA, or we just need to enter the values in the table?
As I have told you, you are not going to create, you are not going to insert any data, you are not going to delete or update the data. As a business analyst, you are just searching it. Okay, searching the data, if you want some information from the database. So how you are going to do that? By using the select format. Okay, data query language. This I'm writing it because we don't have any data with us. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah. And also after doing this, can you show us according to like what are the data which you have from your existing tables? Can you show me anything like how we select data when we have something like large volumes of data or some big bundles of?
Okay, and let's try to execute this one. Then I'm going to show you. Okay.
Thank you.
Last name and character. Character is nothing but just you are going to able to insert only what it says, letters. Okay. Okay. Then after that, date of birth. Date of birth. For this, we will be having a date, time. Okay. And yeah, let's end it here. Close the bracket. Okay. Now let's try to execute this one. When you are trying to create a table, select that much code only. Okay. Because when if you are randomly executing it, it will show error. It will show error because here we already executed or created the database. Again, when you are going to compile it, it says database already has been created. So when you want to create a table or any sort of thing, just try to select that one and click on execute. Okay, click on execute. As you can see, commands complete successfully. Okay, command successfully. Okay, so now I have to.
Ma'am, but your input one row, one column, and the first name, last name, date of birth. This is 3 column, right?
Yes.
So you are importing only 1 row, 1 column, now.
let me show you this one. Okay, just a minute. How it look like.
Ma'am, why we wrote this 10 in the first name chart character?
We can give any number of things, but I have given 10 here because like if you want to write a name as an Anil Kumar, something like that, it should contain only 10 integers. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Within 10 integers, it should be.
Ma'am, it should be characters, not integers.
Yeah, sorry, character. Okay. So now let's try to execute this one. Select the use university and click on create, execute. Okay, this also has been executed. Okay, now let's try to okay, now let's see how it is going to be shown, or how we will get the output. This thing we are going to do as a business analyst. This thing we have to do: select star from what you want. You want to see the student table. Okay, how it has been created, you want to know about it. So select this one and click on execute here. See, as you can see, I have given ID, first name, last name, and date of birth. You can see it here: ID, first name, last name, and date of birth. Okay, is it clear? It would be like this. Okay, now let's try to create one more table called courses. Okay, so for that we will be using create table courses, open the bracket, and what sort of information you want to write, like ID, course ID, as I have told you, for int course ID, we are going to give an integer and a primary key, because we will be having a primary key, because we will be having a unique identity key with us. Okay. So if you want to add more thing, you can able to do that. Okay. Then title. Okay, title can be varchar also you can write, or a characteristics also you can write. Here also I'm going to give a 10. Okay. Then what else? Code also we will be having. Codes code. Codes code. Okay. So for this, you can write and varchar. Okay, it can be 5 or something like that, and close the bracket. Now let's try to execute this one. Okay, this is the second table. Select that and execute it. Okay. And variable. Okay. Okay. Okay, it has been created. ID, first name. Why it's showing that? We have to execute this one, right? Right. courses. Sometimes you are going to face this type of things as well. Okay, I have to just why it's not coming.
This would be course, table course.
What is that?
Ma'am, you use create
Course
table.
code, ma'am.
Courses is already there in the database, it says. So
Courses
maybe
would be
course it should
Yeah,
be
yeah.
fine.
You can put courses 1. Create table courses 1. You can.
Yeah, let's try this. Then if it is not, we are going to use it. Yeah. So course has been created now. Okay. We have created a 2 table. One is student table and the second one is course table. Okay. Course table. Now let's see how it look like. So as I have told you, this is the main part we are going to do as a business analyst. Select star from what is the name of it? Student. Okay, student table I want to know. And the next one is select star from course. Okay. Now you want to execute this. For that, select the content. You can select or execute both the thing at a time. Okay. It will show like this. Select this and click on execute. See. Okay. This is for the student table and this is for the course table. Is it clear? Now let's try to insert into student table. Okay, this is a commands actually we will be using, not we, means database engineers, those people are going to use this sort of things. Okay, so first name and last name, date of birth. These are the things I have inserted into it. And insert into student, first name, last name and date of birth. Values will be like, here you are going to insert the data, like what here you have given like integers and all sort of things, right? In place of first name, last name and database, what are the information or data you want to store, you can do it. Okay, so here Ajay. Okay, Ajay will be the first name and the last name will be Kumar. Okay, and date of birth will be 1998 0620. Okay.
How about ID, ma'am?
Sorry?
ID.
ID.
You have to give values to ID also, no, ma'am.
Ah, yes. Thanks for reminding me. Okay. So ID here, and it should be like 1. Okay, and close the bracket. Now, yeah, that's it. So now let's try to execute this one. Okay, select that content and click on execute. Insert expect values, file, students. Then oh, okay. ID is automatically going to take, right? I have given a primary key to it. So it won't be repeatable. See, 1 row affected. So why we shouldn't mention the ID means we have given a like ID should be, you know, it should be a unique one. Okay, it should not be repeatable. So that's the reason ID is automatically going to be taken. Is it clear? Now again, yeah, insert we have done. Now let's see whether it is affecting on the database or not. Select star from which table it is, student. Okay, so select this one and execute. Here in place of those integer, it should be replaced with Ajay, Kumar and the database like that. See, okay, ID is automatically taken. One, first name is Ajay, last name is Kumar, and database is sorry, database date of birth is 1998. Okay, 620 00 white skin. It has been calculated, I guess. Okay, like this we can able to insert the table as well. Is it clear, guys? You people are understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in the same way, you have to insert the that one as well, like course content. Select into course, and here it should be like course will be title and course code. Course code. Okay, then values will be like title will be you can take it as a database management system, DBMS. Okay, and course code will be here what I have given, character and character. Okay. Okay, now let's try to execute this one. You have to check each and everything, you know, some code, sometimes code is not going to be done because of some spelling mistake, something like that. Okay, one row has been affected. Okay, now let's see the codes table. For that, what we have to do, can anybody help me with this? How to search it?
Select
Select star from course.
Select star from course.
Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you are going to write it in a small letter or a capital letter like that. Just the thing is the content matter here. See here, okay, whatever I have inserted, those things you can do. See, okay, it has been displayed. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, whatever we have created or like a database, tables and all sort of thing, that is already will be there in the with the database engineer. When you want any requirement, any data, at that time you are going to use the select and you are going to search the data based on that. Based on the requirement, you are going to like request the data admin to give an access to it. Is it clear? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So as a business analyst, you should have a basic knowledge about the SQL part, not in detail and advanced, just a basic knowledge. Because, you know, in some situation, it will be like you will be getting a chance to work on the technical field as well, like work on the database field. Most of the time, like only 1% chances to get to work on the database. Okay. Mostly you are going to search it. Hope you are clear with this. Do anybody have doubts?
Ma'am, why it was showing that one row has affected? Can you just repeat that, please?
Which one?
That one row has affected. I think there is showing. So I just wanted to know what is that exactly.
One row has been affected means, see, first I have created a table. Okay.
Yeah.
In that I was mentioning like it will be an integer, characteristics, okay, and variable type, this sort of things I'm doing it. But by using the command insert, I'm inserting the data into it. Okay. In place of title. Okay. In place of title, what it should be. It should be like a subject name, like that. You can able to do it. Okay. You can able to insert that. And coming to the codes code like that. If you want to give any coding to it, if you have any code, you can insert it. When you are going to execute, it shows that one row has been affected. Means before it was empty. There was a only empty table with some content into it. Okay, only entities. Entities were there, like course ID, title, and course code. But after inserting the data into it, it was showing that one row has been affected. Okay, which means you are storing the data into that table. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about others?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Can we add another student into the student table? So we need to put another value for that. Same like that we created as a value. Means Ajay Kumar and their date of birth.
Yeah. So here we can add the number of things, but I have just took only one. So we can't add directly here. Okay. Before executing only, you have to arrange or plan accordingly. Okay. You have to plan accordingly. If you want to add a number of information about 3 to 4 people, you have to add continuously. Then you have to execute. If once you have executed, you're not supposed to add it. Let's try to do this one. And see, here it will be 1998 07 3. Okay, and this one. When you want to add, obviously you have to give a comma to it. Okay, see, let's execute this one. 2 rows has been affected. Yeah, so like this you can add most of the time. This is an advanced version actually. Okay, most of the time when you are going to add, it won't be acceptable. It says that before executing, you have to plan it. Okay, hope you are clear.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, got it.
Now let's try to see this table. We have inserted one row, right? One column. What it is? Select file from students. Okay, let's try to execute this one. When you are, and please remember that when you want to execute, select that content and try to execute it. See, okay, I have what it says, twice I have did the execution, right? So that's the reason it was repeating. Ajay Kumar. Okay, is it clear?
Ma'am, can you repeat that? Why did it come twice?
As you can see in the student table, right? Ajay Kumar and date of birth was same for the second also, right? Because I have already performed that action here. I have already performed that action here. Again, I am performing the same action, means it is going to show the repetition of it. Okay, duplication of it. Like
Okay,
that.
So if you do it another time, it will come 3 times.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, now let's try to we have done with this, right? Now let's try to drop the database. Okay, database. For dropping the database, we will be having drop database name. What is our database name? University. Okay, I want to drop this now. Means I don't want this table or database to be shown in the database. Let's select it and click on execute. Can't drop database university because it is currently in use. Okay, so it is currently in use. So that's the reason we couldn't able to do this. Okay, so yeah, we were currently using this. That's the reason it was showing. Now let's try to do this again. Drop database university. What it is? Again, it's coming under that only. Okay, so that is the one way, and the second way is you can go on the left side and click on right click, and here you will be having an option called delete. Okay, and here close the existing connecting because it is in use, right? So that's the reason it was showing. After that, click on OK. The database is going to be deleted completely from the. See, now let's refresh. Can you able to see the university on the left side in the database field folder?
No.
So like we people can able to perform the action. But as I have told you, again, I'm saying as a business analyst, you just have to search the data. You just have an authority to search the data. You don't have an authority to delete, update, insert, or uncreate the data. Is it clear? This is all about the basics of SQL. Hope you are cleared with it.
Yes.
Yes, madam. We
Oh.
are clear.
Okay then. So do anybody have doubts?
Yes, can you show us relational database?
Relational database.
Yeah, how it is connected to two different tables.
Relational database, we have to again create the database. We have deleted it, right? We have to create the database. Okay. Then we have to create the three different tables. Same way, same procedure only. Okay.
Yeah, but how the third table will fetch data from two tables?
We are going to use the join there. Joint options. Okay. For now, currently for now, just understand that a basic knowledge should be required. Okay. If you want a high level advanced thing, you can visit to the website like Java T-Point or W3 School. Okay.
Ma'am, actually, I had one question.
Yes.
Sorry, this was related to the commit and rollback actually. So in this SQL, is the explicit commit required or is it not required? Because I believe in Oracle, we have to do that commit and rollback. So just wanted some clarity on that.
Commit and rollback.
Yes.
Okay. See, for now, when you are obviously it will be differ from one software to the another software, and when we will be having a different tools like Oracle, SQL, Microsoft SQL. So the features also differs. Okay. Commit and what you said, that won't be important that much.
Rollback.
Okay, that won't be that much important. Just that as I was repeating, right? I was saying that we are just doing the research. So in this session, I have made you or shown you how we are going to search the data. If we have a database into it, how we are going to do it. Okay, those sort of thing is going to be done. Is it clear?
Yes. Ma'am,
yes.
after performing drop action, that database is deleted from here, like from left hand side, but still we can see the university database is there. Create database university.
Okay, so here, on the left side, the database has been cleared. When you are going to execute this, obviously it is not going to execute. Okay, because we have already deleted it, and there is no such database. There is no tables and all sort of things. Okay, it shows, but when we are going to execute it, it won't be executable.
So ma'am, when you were giving the instruction for the execute or delete, why wasn't it getting deleted?
Which one you're saying? Okay, that one. Yeah, actually the thing is, it was coming under the like database, parent class, you can say. Okay, parent class. So here the parent class will be the university. Okay, and I was trying to drop it there itself, like in that portion only. So that's the reason it was saying that the database university is currently in use, like that.
Okay, so how can we like stop using it and give this command then?
So
Is
in
that
that
not
case,
possible?
you have to erase it, and again you have to do it. You have to drop the table. That is the one way. And the second way, you can go to the left side and right click on it and delete it.
Okay, and erasing, like you have to give again the command you have to give for erasing.
Yes, like a drop database university, like that.
Ma'am, what is the difference between delete and drop? Are they same?
Delete and drop.
Sorry. Hello.
Delete is mostly
Yes.
used for records and drop is used for databases or tables as a whole.
Yeah, so delete is used for deleting the rows, a complete row or a row, like that. And coming to the drop, drop is used for deleting the entire table or an entire database.
Okay, and similarly for update and alter.
Update and
alter. There are two commands in SQL.
Yes.
Update and alter.
In the same way, it is. It will differ.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So to to update the entire database, we used update, right?
Yes.
And for any specific row column, we use alter.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So try to perform this. Okay, by installing the Microsoft SQL. Okay. Yeah. So let's end this session. Awareness session.
Ma'am, as I was asking before, you told that you would be showing me how we select the data if we have like large volumes of data. Like being a BA, that's your main role, right?
Selecting a data.
Yes. Like when you have some large volume of data, like how would you select, like if you need a particular project ID or something related to that particular customer or the particular client given project name or anything else?
Okay. Okay, so not to worry, we are going to share the one example with you, okay, with the PPT as well. Okay, once try to reach with the student coordinator, okay, because I have updated my software, so I couldn't able to find it. In this folder only I have to find, but I'm unable to. Okay, so I'm going to share the documents as well. variable. Is it okay?
Ma'am, when we would be getting the things which you have told, like by the end of the day, can we expect it by end of the day?
Yeah, or by tomorrow you can get. Okay, for sure by the end of the day. But maximum, approximately, you can take the time as.
So basically, whatever